What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Hearthstone Power. Sorry that I've been missing. I've been doing lots of in real life stuff. So please take my apologies and don't be sad. I hope you didn't miss me too much. I missed you guys. Hopefully beta's going to start soon and you will be seeing lots and lots of content because I really just want to play the game really bad. But today we're looking at the live stream of Zeriyah's second game. And she's playing against Anduin Rin the Priest. So let's check out this game. Alright, so we've got a pretty good starting hand here. All low-cost cards. We've got cards to deal with minions on the board. We've got two. We've got a card to buff our other minion, and we've got a great taunt creature that we can pop down on our first turn. So this is a pretty good starting hand. I would not dump anything. She is playing second. So, yeah, Voidwalker's a great turn 1 play. Just gets you some protection early game. And Shadowbolt to take out anything up to 4 health, which is pretty good. And there is a new mechanic here that she's showing off here in this game. That's the coin down there. You can see it. It's drawn right there. What it is they're testing it out. I'm guessing players that go second get this card put into their hand automatically. That basically gives them an extra mana crystal when they want to use it for just that one turn. So obviously right now she doesn't really want to use it because she doesn't have anything that costs 2. And she doesn't really want to play the Voidwalker and Power Overwhelming. But it's just to balance out the player that goes second. They're trying to balance it still. So she's going to go ahead and play the Voidwalker on turn 1. That's what you want to do. And she's probably going to end her turn after this. Now what she can do is she can play the coin on next turn. And so she'll have 3 mana just for turn 2. And she can throw that Felguard down. But then, it will destroy Mana Crystal. And the coin, again, the Mana Crystal is only temporary. We do see a Lightwell from the Priest, which is a fantastic card. Restores 3 health to any damage from the character, and that includes the hero. So this is really, really good. Really good card from the Priest, and it's got a lot of health. So it's out of range of Shadowbolt, unfortunately. Alright, so she did draw Twisting Nether, which is 8 mana, destroys all creatures. And it's a good card, but it's just very expensive. So not that good early game. And unfortunately, she can't kill the. Well, she could. I guess she's gonna decide to attack it with her Voidwalker. All right, so she actually got rid of the perfect card there, Twisting Nether. She definitely didn't want that right now, and she took out that Lightwell. Now that was a. She got pretty lucky. Now what I don't know is if the coin can get destroyed with random effects. I'm assuming it can because now it's just a card in your hand. So I think it's probably could get discarded. So far it was probably the right play there. Lightwell can get out of control really fast. So good for her. Now she did lose the coin there, you see, by playing the Felguard. No, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking of Soulfire. No, she used the coin in order to get to that mana, the 3 mana to cast the Felguard, which then destroyed a Mana Crystal. So she's at 1 Mana Crystal right now. Alright, and we see a Succubus drawn here. Now, the Succubus is a good card, but it's going to make you discard a card randomly, and you don't want to discard Shadowbolt. You really don't. You would like for it to discard Power Overwhelming, so let's see what happens here. Oof, that's not good. That's not good. That was Shadowbolt's a great card to have to control the board, and I don't like random discard. I don't like random effects, period. But random discard, it hurts. It's just card disadvantage. Right now the Priest is not looking good, but he does have a handful of cards. He's got 6 cards in his hand. So look at this. They're showing the chat interface really quick, which looks a little rough. Hopefully we see some tweaking on that. Now not sure what happened there. It looks like she killed something. Okay, there you go. You can see the history there. Shadow Word Pain. So she destroyed the Felguard with 3. You can destroy a minion with 3 or less attacks, so she chose to destroy the Felguard. So that's the problem with these Warlock creatures, is that you have to pay a Mana Crystal or discard a card, and if your opponent destroys it, you're now out 2 things. So that hurts the Warlock a lot. Even though she has board control right now, she's at a severe card disadvantage. Now luckily she can do life tap to draw a card to get that advantage to try to catch up. which is really nice. Which is why the Warlock without life tap would be really, really bad. Life tap just keeps the Warlock being a really good hero, really good class to play. And we see another light well. So that will just destroy this one. We're gonna see. Oh, look at that! Divine Spirit doubles the minion's health. Now it's at 10. Great play from the priest. It's gonna heal Anduin back to full if she doesn't take care of that. Now she needs a way to destroy that light well pronto. She has a couple of different things she can do. So she can play a couple cards to destroy the light well. The problem right now is she is mana restricted. But that light well is going to get out of hand and bring the hero some health. So she needs to get to 6 mana. She needs to play Siphon Soul, but she has to wait 2 turns to do it because she is 1 mana crystal behind. So she's going to buff up her succubus in order to kill that light well, which I think is the right choice. Oh no, she's going for the throat. Oh, okay. Man, she's going super aggressive. Now I don't know if that was the right play. I guess she's hoping to wait till 6 mana to destroy the light well. I mean, she did get the priest very low, but you're gonna watch what's gonna happen here. In 2 turns, that's gonna go back up to. He's gonna go back to 16, and then he'll go actually to 19. Oh, look at that inner fire. Now it's a 10-10 light well. Incredible, incredible. And that's going to be the game right there, I think. You've got a 10-9 now, minion on the board that heals for 3 every turn. She needs to get Siphon Soul. She needs to kill that thing very quickly. But she's got to wait another turn. So she's going to take 10 damage on her next turn just from that light well. And by the time she can kill it, he'll have gained another 3 health. So in essence, the hero took 13 damage and is gaining 6. So not that good of a trade if you think about it. The right play, I believe, there was to kill that light well with the succubus. So she's going to keep playing aggressive. She doesn't really have a choice but to do so now. She definitely can't kill either. She definitely doesn't want to waste the drain life on the other minion. So unfortunately, 9 health is a lot to deal with. This is is a lot to deal with. She needs to wait 1 more turn, but she's taking a lot of damage next turn. She's going to take 11 plus anything else the priest wants to do to buff. And we'll see what happens. Now, there's Lord Jaraxxus down there, which is nice. Oh, look at that. The priest healed the minion back up just in case to keep that thing nice and healthy. He's playing something else to buff his light well. Let's see what it is. Oh, it changes his mind. Alright, down to 16 health, 15 health. Alright, we are going to see a Siphon Soul come out next turn, hopefully. Alright. Good on the priest for not doubling the Lightwell's health. Because 10 is enough. 10 is definitely enough. I mean, if you put too many buffs on one creature, your opponent can have a card like Siphon Soul to kill it. So you definitely want to spread out your attack if you can. So instead she's got a nice minion on the board that gives her no from her opponent. She's got a nice minion on the board that gives her some advantage, which is nice. She doesn't really have many options right now. Lord Jaraxxus, she needs to wait 3 more turns before she can cast him. I think she should. She's not going to Soulfire. She doesn't want to do that. She needs to just wait it out and end her turn. She's out of mana. Don't use Soulfire, because then you're going to discard Lord Jaraxxus, and you don't want to do that. Oh, she's still going aggressive on the Warlock, or on the Priest. Okay, not that terrible. Thank God it wasn't Lord Jaraxxus, but she's playing super aggressive right now, which is not amazing against a Priest. The Priest can just out-heal you, and the Priest does have a lot of cards in hand right now. So now you've got a beefy 1/9 on the field that she cannot kill, and that card will ping her to death. And the Priest heals for 2. So that's the problem with going all out on the Priest. We need to do is maintain board control. It is more important to, in my opinion, to win the game with your creatures versus your spells. You want to use your spells to clear the board and use your minions because they are more permanent and take the enemy hero down. Alright, Bane of Doom. Bane of Doom deals 2 damage to a character. If it kills it, summon a random demon from your deck. Well, not necessarily. It could be a random demon overall. That is the beauty of Hearthstone, but I believe it's a demon from your deck. Alright, 2 more turns to Lord Jaraxxus. Although you don't want to cast it just yet. You want to wait till you take a little bit more damage. Because you want to bring your health back up to 15, not at 15 or down to 15. You don't want to do that. It's a great card to save you when you get low. And 15 is a good amount of health where you don't have necessarily have to be in like a dangerous zone unless you see some stuff happening on the board. Like we've seen some games where a druid, for example, can do like 15 damage in one turn, which is insane. Alright, Leper Gnome. Not a good card in my opinion. Yes, it's low cost, and it does a little bit of damage, but it does not help you with board control. Like for example, there's I forget the name of the card, there's an archer that when it comes into play deals 1 damage to a minion or a hero. I think that's a much better card even though it's less damage, because it can ping a minion, it can bring something down to where it is in lethal range, and of course if you don't have a minion to attack, you can just hit it on the enemy hero. So I think that is a more versatile card. Leper Gnome is still a 2/1, but it's not versatile in that you can't do 2 damage to a minion. And it, of course, is Death Rattle, so the enemy has a little bit of control over when the effect happens, if it's their turn, when they want to kill it. Glad she drew a Shadow Bolt, because that will help her. But she definitely does not have board control right now. She's in a tough position. She's at low health. So is the priest, but look at the minions that the priest has on the board. We probably will see Lord Jaraxxus next turn, because she is probably going to take some damage, bringing her low enough where it's safe to use Jaraxxus. Now it's what she does with the abilities of Jaraxxus that we'll see what happens if she wins or not. Alright, so the enemy hero goes down to 10 because of that Death Rattle effect. Now that the priest has 10 mana and lots of cards in hand, the priest is going to be healing every turn probably. And now you've got a 4/4 on the board. That's a fun card, Lightspawn. The minion's attack is equal to its health. So with priests, you can buff the health of your minions, and in the case of that minion, it will get a lot of attack. And we've got a 1/7 taunt on the board. So the priest board is looking really nice. We really want a Twisting Nether right now. That would be stupendous. Absolutely stupendous. But unfortunately, it did get discarded. So unless she's playing 2 in her deck, chances of drawing 1 aren't that great. Now she's got a lot of cards to deal to deal damage and deal with minions, but there's just so many minions. I mean, what's the priority here? You've got beefy creatures that are going to kill you, but you've got support creatures that are giving the priest some card advantage, or like one over there with taunt. So too many creatures to deal with right now. But we've got Jaraxxus on the board now, so she's back at 15, and Jaraxxus is pretty sweet, pretty slick hero. You can get an Inferno on the board, an Infernal. You can attack, and look at your durability down there of 8, so you've got a lot of durability to use. And just need to hope for the best right now, because it's a lot of incoming damage. It's not looking good from the Warlock's perspective. You've got 5, 10, you've got 12 damage on the board right now. So if she decides to buff one of her creatures, that's the game. Doesn't look like she's going to be able to buff, but she's going to get the Warlock very low. She's at 3. It's not looking too good. Well, she did draw Felguard, so that will stave off a little bit, but again, the combined power of all those minions is just not good. And she did not draw that Twisting Nether, because that would have helped a lot, obviously. She would still be at 3 health, and the priest would be at 12 with a significant hand of cards. But Jaraxxus can summon big beefy creatures on the board. If only Infernals had Taunt. If only. So if she had the Infernal, she would be able to play the Felguard as well. And if they both had Taunt, there's a lot of damage that's being avoided. But there's still a lot of damage on the board from the priest. So it's looking to be GG for Zeriyah in Game 2. Unless... Okay, this is pretty good. Destroy an enemy minion to deal its attack to all enemy minions. Or a friendly minion to deal its attack to all enemy minions. That's pretty good. But the health of those minions is quite high. Now she will have 4 mana left over to do Shadow Bolt or Demon Fire. So she's got options. But let's see what happens. It's actually a really good play. I forgot about that card down there. Definitely good idea to use that on the Infernal. Now the problem is she could attack with Jaraxxus, but she will take damage in return. Oh, and her timer is running out. I hate when that happens. She's definitely got options you gotta do. Alright, so she's gonna take 1. But the board is clear. So she's got 2 health left. The board is clear. She did survive. Fantastic. Fantastic. I missed that. I didn't notice the Shadow Flame down there. But she's at 2 health, so we'll see what the priest does. The priest has way too many cards in his hand. And of course, on next turn now, she's going to draw the Twisting Nether. That always happens. Alright. You got the Prophet Velen on the board. That's a game-changing card right there. It's going to heal 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. Lesser Heal does not count as a spell. That would be really good. Alright, she could kill herself with that Flame Imp. Deals 2 damage to your hero when it comes into play. You definitely don't want to cast that. The Felguard will make you discard a card, hopefully discarding the Flame Imp. But you definitely can control the card that gets discarded if it's the only one in your hand. Whenever you can take advantage of a random effect, you definitely want to try. So losing a Mana Crystal here is not a huge deal, because she'll just go back up to 10 next turn. She can buff her Felguard. I don't know why I thought she would discard a card from Felguard. I keep thinking of Succubus. I don't like either of them, in my opinion, so I just forget. The Succubus makes you discard, the Felguard loses you a Mana Crystal. Both things that I don't like happening to me. Alright, so she hits the Priest, bringing him to 11. She doesn't necessarily have board control because of Velen, but she's got a presence on the board that the Priest has to be careful here. Velen could go down next turn, but Velen will probably attack the creature with taunt, the Felguard, and then the Infernal could finish him off next turn. But I have a feeling the Priest has something else up his sleeve. He could attack and then heal. He could heal his Velen back up out of lethal range from that Infernal. She can get him to 7 health. If the Priest can get him to 7 health, that would be good for the Priest. Let's see. Alright, so you got a Taunt minion on the board. That will do the trick just as well. Won't be able to attack Velen if you've got Taunt on the board. Now you really wish you had a Shadow Bolt. And you've got another creature on the board. That's the problem, is the Priest has so many cards in his hand that he's just going to be able to draw his way out of any situation. Alright, well we could buff the Infernal again, but unfortunately it does not have Taunt. So let's see what she's going to do. She's going to summon another Infernal, which cannot attack, nor has Taunt, so it doesn't really help her right now. She's going to finish off Velen. That's a good play. And she gets a random demon. Wow, that is the not a terrible card to draw, or card to get played, but not the best. But it did give her Infernals more health, which doesn't help them at all. It doesn't help her at all because there's no taunt. So unless she can... No, there's nothing she can do right now. She cannot draw cards. That's the problem. That's the problem. She only has one creature that can attack this turn. And the 4/4 minion on the board will finish her off. Now, hang on 1 second. There is actually one play she can do. She could use Jiraxis to attack the 1/4 minion, bringing her down to 1 health. But she could kill it with Demon Fire, and then she could attack the 4/4 with her Infernal. That would leave her at 1 health, and the board would be clear, and she would have 2 minions on the board. But alas, that's the problem with short turns. It's hard to see plays like that. And again, if you missed that, the minion on the board had taunt, so I would have had to attack it with her hero, but it only had one attack, so she would have been down to 1 health, which means that the Demon Fire could finish off the 1/4 minion. Now there's no minion with taunt on the board, and she can use her Infernal to attack the 4/4 minion. So she would have survived. And she would have had another Infernal and another minion on the board. So, not saying she would have won necessarily, but that would have been the play to do. So there was an out. The problem was that timer comes into play, and sometimes it's really hard to see plays like that. So that's just the way it goes. So game 2 is another loss. Let's see if she can pick it up in game number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tomorrow is Thursday, and the day after that is Friday, so TGIF. And we have a live stream from Hearthstone where they are going to show off a Forge match, which is quite exciting. It is probably the most excited I've been for a Hearthstone video because I've been so excited to see the Forge. I really want to see how it plays out. I hope they build a deck, and I hope they take it and play with it. So I'm very excited about that. You definitely will see some coverage from me on that video, so look forward to that, hopefully this weekend. I'm going out of town this weekend, so that's the thing with in real life. I've been going on work things and vacation things. That's how the summer is, so hope you guys understand. And also, my wife is pregnant, so that is another reason why I haven't been around. So yes, congratulations to me. Thank you. And so Hearthstone really needs to come out quick because I've got only 6 months left of my life before this all goes away. So yeah, come on Blizzard, get the game out. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take care. Time to Hearth out.